What's up, everybody? We'll start in about 2 minutes. If you haven't already, if you could fill out the survey form that I put down in the chat, that would be great. How much chart is on my laptop? Perfect. And a reminder, I will know later today when the end date for classes are going to be, for my classes anyway. If you weren't in, let me close my email. If you weren't in my classes or class yesterday, I'm toying around with the idea of ending classes either tomorrow or early next week as a little extension. My idea was to just continue virtual classes as is, just until we're back to regular operations. But it doesn't, well, I just don't know. That may not happen. So I would rather prepare people than just like drop a bomb on you all and be like, later, not teaching anymore. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll know by 2 o'clock today what's going on. And then I'll link the survey form again because I don't, for some reason, it doesn't seem to save chat for everyone else. What time is it? Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Let's get right to it. Let me start my workout timer. Full screen it up, pin my video, so you all won't pop on up in the video. All right, cool. Let's get started. It's core, you know the drill. So let's get warm. All right, we're gonna start with our hip circles, similar to what we did yesterday. So if you were in class Monday, we did primarily upper body and abs. Yesterday's class was exclusively legs. So for me, my legs are absolutely toast today. So I'm glad. I mean, I'll definitely notice it during some of our core activities today, but today is obviously going to be strictly core. And then tomorrow's class will be a little bit of everything. With a bit more of a cardio focus. So we'll definitely have our push-ups and our squats and all of that, but a little bit more of a cardio focus. So if you haven't already guessed, I'm alternating here. So I'm making big circles with my hips. I know it's silly looking, but especially on a day when we're doing core and obliques, you got to warm up this area. Cool. Next up, we're just going to throw alternating, nice and easy punches, very light. These are not fast and hard punches. I'm just rotating through the feet, through the hips, and then through the core. And we'll do this for about 30 seconds. Nothing crazy. Woo. And I see that chat. I'll get to that when we take a little water break after the warm-up. So as I've mentioned, virtual training will certainly continue in some capacity, even when we're back to regular operations. I'm already building out the group fitness schedule. There's one virtual class every day. at least. So we've gotten maybe 160 responses for virtual programming. I haven't seen one single response that is like, don't continue virtual training. So we hear you. So nice and straight punches, 15 seconds. And as I mentioned, we'll have a studio in the IMA with a more professional camera, audio. So the quality will jump up quite a bit once we return to in-office work. Time. Let me see if this chat has anything that I missed. All right. Let's get started. We're going to start on our back. We're going to be here for a while today. So all of these movements are going to be 45 seconds. Some will do a couple of repeats of, some will just go through once, but I'll let you know. Okay, so we are going to start with our roll-ups. This is a Pilates-based movement. So I'm going to keep my legs flat, booty on the ground, really driving my heels into the ground. I'm going to bring my arms back. They don't need to be straight back, but just at an angle behind you. And I'm going to lift up nice and tall at the top, and I'm going to come down slow. Okay, we're going to do this one. Since it is also a great warm-up, we're going to do this one a little longer. So we're going to go for a minute on our roll-ups here. All right, so I want you to do your best to fight it on the way down. Slow and controlled. Come up, a little swing coming up is totally fine, but fight it on the way down. Regular breathing throughout. Do not hold your breath during any core exercises. And as always, through every single one of these movements, I'm drawing my belly button into my spine. So constant tension here. You got 20 seconds left. And I will give you a little warning that at the end of the workout, we are doing our long plank today. So last week we did a workout a little different. We did not do the long plank because we had a lot of planks throughout. That is not the case today, so we will be doing our long plank. Cool beans. Next up, let me move my table. This happens every day. Get away. Because we're going to have to be long on a lot of these movements. Next, this is called the double leg pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm hovering my feet above the floor. My arms are back. So it's almost our hollow rock, right? And then from here, I'm going to pull the knees in. I'm going to get a big stretch here. So I'm not just relaxed here. I'm actively pulling in my knees, and my head and shoulders are up as well. I go back to that starting position and I pull in. Okay? If this is a little too intense, just drop your feet to the floor so you can rest them. Okay, so we're going to do this one for 45 seconds. Time starts right now. Let's go. And again, big stretch. Pull towards each other. Ooh. Again, this is called the double leg stretch, which is very deceiving because it's very painful. You should be really feeling this one pretty much right off the bat here. It takes a lot of control. Again, if this is too challenging, just bring your feet to the floor. So you would rest here. Slow and controlled on all of these. We want to fight gravity here. And let's get, we went a little over, whatever. One more perfect rep. Pull down and relax. All right. Next up, we're going to do a, what's the damn name? A crunch. Very complicated, the name of that one. Jeez. All right, regular old crunch here, okay? Elbows wide, hands behind the head. You're going to lift up About 2 to 3 inches. That's all I'm asking for, right? Pretty standard crunch. We're really isolating the upper part of the abs, so belly button and up. Slow and controlled. Again, I want you to really be feeling this above the belly button. All right, if you need to help activate, sometimes putting your hand right at the activated muscles makes a big difference. A lot of people have trouble feeling it where they're supposed to feel it because they don't have a sense of body awareness. So if I say squeeze on a bicep curl, some people look at me like I'm a lunatic. But to some people, it sounds just like a no-brainer. But for those of you that do struggle with that, that's why sometimes I do recommend putting the hand there, right? It helps a lot. Let's get one more. And relax. Deep breaths in between our sets here. All right, next up, I'm going to bring my feet to tabletop position here. So I'm engaging the lower part of my abs, flat shins here. Okay, you can point or flex your toes. I don't particularly care. But from this position, lift and crunch. Your crunch stays the exact same, but now your legs are elevated. If this is a little too intense, drop one to the floor. Okay, here we go. Elbows nice and wide. I don't want you closed off on this one. Open them up. So upper abs are certainly burning still, but we're engaging the lower part of the belly. And if you did legs yesterday, then you're probably feeling that too. 10 seconds. And let's get one more. Time. Oh my God, and relax. Next up, we're going to do a crunch and a twist. So we're engaging our upper abs and our obliques here. All right, so I'm going to lift, turn, center, down. Lift, turn, center, down. All right, let's go. Lift, turn, center, down. Okay, I don't want you to rush that movement. Break it up into pieces here. Otherwise, if you rush this, it tends to turn into a hip movement and it's no longer working upper abs and obliques. Try to keep your chin off your chest. And I said that because I noticed myself doing it in the video. And let's get one more in. Down, relax. Oh my God. All right, next up, we're gonna do our double leg lift. So we're isolating the lower abs, belly button and below. For my friends with back issues, put your hands under your tailbone, okay? Legs up, legs lower, 45 seconds, let's do it. Breathe, vocalize your breathing, especially if you're at home. If you're home alone, breathe very obnoxiously. It really does help, it makes a big difference. I tend to breathe loudly even when I'm in the gym. Whatever. Not obnoxiously, but it helps your movement. It's important to do. Keep your head down if you're struggling here. Makes it a little easier. Head and shoulders up if you want to make it quite a bit harder. You got 10 seconds. We'll do one more. And time. Relax. Couple deep breaths. A little bit longer breaks throughout these because it is a longer time period. Last week we did 30-second bursts, so there was very few breaks. This one, longer period of work, a little longer break. All right, so next we are going to do our hip bumps. So again, very much isolating the lower part of the belly. Hands under the tailbone, legs up. We're going to lift up, butt comes off the floor. And as always with this movement, I'm doing my best not to come back here and lift. Because then it just becomes a hip exercise and no longer lower abs, okay? So do your best to control it. Don't let the legs pass the belly button line, all right? This is much harder than bringing it back and lifting up. It's forcing my lower tummy to do the work. All right, I'll shut up. 45 seconds, here we go. You're welcome to cross your feet if you want. I just tend to, it's a little habit, but it doesn't really matter. So again, you're not flying off the floor. There's only a couple of inches there. Because if you're doing this right, you're probably not going to be able to get very high. Super controlled. There's really no swing. The only thing doing the lifting, which is why this is so hard, is the lower part of my belly, and which for most people is a lot weaker. All right, those deep core muscles are typically a lot weaker with people, which is why so many people have low back issues, among lots of other factors, but it doesn't help. 15 seconds. And let's get one more. Ow. A little break. What do I want to do next? Oh, what did I write down? I tend to go out of order on the workouts that I plan. Just, I don't know. It's just a habit of mine. Let's do the 100. We'll do that one next. Sounds scary. That is scary. Whatever. Okay, so the 100. Another Pilates exercise. We're going to bring our feet back to tabletop position. So I'm going to stay here. Head and shoulders up, arms are out in front. And with force, I'm going to move my arms up and down. Okay, I'm not flicking my wrist. And I do that because I see it a lot. I like to call it doggy paddling. Arms are straight and strong, up and down. Okay, pull that belly to the spine. All right, again, head and shoulders are off the floor. All right, 45-second of the 100. Let's go. It's called the 100 because typically you count up to 100 when you're doing this. 1, 2, 3, but we're timing it because I can't think and do and speak and all of that. This one is definitely a burner. It sneaks up on you if you've never done it. Remember to keep those knees below the belly button line. Don't let it sneak back. Forceful with the arms. 20 seconds. Come up nice and high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Woo. Take a deep breath. Several deep breaths. Next up, we're going to do flutter kicks. We're going to do 2 sets worth here. So first set, we're going to go hands under the booty, protecting the back, legs out in front. I'm going to have you flex, and we're going to go from here. Okay. First set, I do suggest keeping your head down, but I'm just going to keep mine up because, I don't know, I just like to do that. 30 seconds. So I'm flexing my toes, my quads are activated, pulling my belly button to my spine, protecting my back, and my head and shoulders are up here. But again, you don't have to do that. I'll give you the options. 10 seconds. Oh, my legs are killing me. Time, relax. 15 seconds, then we go into the second set where I'm going to ask you, if you do not have back problems, move your hands out from under your booty. If you have back problems, you do the exact same thing again. All right? Let's go. So I am no longer supporting myself here, so this is quite a bit harder. You do whatever you want with your hands. I don't really care. Oh, this is brutal. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Woo! Oh. Abs stuff is just torturous, isn't it? Oh. Next up, we are going to do toe tap. So definitely engaging the lower part of belly, but we're really thinking upper abs in this movement. Okay. Let me scoot down a little. So we're going to go both legs up and we're going to flex the toes and I'm going to reach. But we are doing this, as you can tell, a little faster. So it's almost like a pulse. Do your best to flex the toes and straighten as much as you can. Ten seconds. Then we'll jump into the second set. Time, relax. Woo. I miss massages. I know that's random, but just been working out a lot, and usually like once a month I'd get a deep tissue massage, which is terribly painful, but it helps so much with tension buildup. And obviously that's not something we can do right now, so I miss a nice painful sports massage. Anyway, deep thoughts with Jeff. Next up, same exact thing, except we're going to add, well, it's not the same exact thing because we're going to change it. But legs up, we take the arms behind the head and we come up, but we're doing it slower. So my hope is that you come up a little higher. Okay, 30 seconds. Keeping the flex, the legs straight. We're increasing the range of motion and slowing it down. High as you can. 10 seconds. Let's get one more. Woo. Oh, take a little breather. I'm gonna grab some water. Kneel my way over there. Oh, what do I want to do next? Did that butterfly. So next up, shocker, we're going to be on our back again. I'm going to face the other way now. I'm getting crazy. We're going to do a butterfly crunch. So what that means is that my feet are just facing each other. My knees are open. Okay. And again, this one is a bit more of a pulse. Okay. So I'm going to bring my hands out in front, and then I'm going to come back down. Pretty short range of motion here. All right. Again, this can be kind of hard on the neck, so if you need to bring your arms back, totally fine. Okay. But we are going to go 30 seconds. Let's go. Butterfly crunch. Try to press those knees open. So very much like a pulse here. We're moving fairly quick. Almost there. Time, relax. Bring your legs back to center if it's a little tight. We're going to go back to that same position, but now we're going to do a full sit-up. So we open to our crunch. We're going to come up, tap the floor in front, down slow. Okay? Now this one, you're certainly going to have a little swing in the hips here. Do your best to control it so you're not flying up, but a little swing is going to be fine. All right? Butterfly sit-up. Let's go. Whoa. Keep going, folks. My cat made a weird noise. Please keep going. Onyx, you all right? You okay? Are you still going? Liars. Keep doing that for the next 10 seconds while I just watch. Cat's fine. I've just never heard her make that weird noise, so I was like, what is happening? She's fine. She's just strange. Time, relax. But yeah, we can't continue my exercise when I hear a noise like that. So forgive me. That's why it'll be nice to be back at the IMA. Oh, now I lost track of where I am. So hopefully you like those. Next, we're going to go into a crescent crunch. So it is fairly similar to the crunch and the twist that you did earlier, but it's a little bit more of a fluid motion. I'm kind of going to draw a crescent moon shape with my elbow. Here, here. So instead of crunch, turn, center, it's one fluid motion, and I am alternating, okay? So crescent crunch, 45 seconds. Let's go. So think about drawing that moon shape with your elbows. And I'm not returning to the floor at any point here. So I'm constantly engaging, working those obliques. Whoa. 10 seconds. Woo. Time. Woo. Those ones sneak up on you. Next up, we're going to do a single leg drop. So we're really thinking lower abs. Again, hands under your booty if you need to protect here. You're going to take one leg down to the floor, lift back up. Other leg goes, back up. All right, 30 seconds here. Let's go. Legs are nice and long. It's your lower abs, not just your legs doing the work here. Head and shoulders up if you want to make it harder. Ten seconds. Then we'll do a little harder variation on this. This one shouldn't be too bad. Maybe. I don't know. And we'll get one more. Woo. Time. Relax. Woo. So the second variation is we're starting from the floor or just above the floor. So legs are out in front, but I'm not resting on the ground. So I'm not here. Right? I'm hovering about an inch off the ground. Then you do the opposite. A little bit harder. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. Please don't eat my workout. What are you doing? Hey, come here. Jeez. Ooh, quite a bit harder here. It takes a lot to stabilize. You got 10 seconds. Time. Ooh. Bernie. Next up, you're going to lay totally flat. Again, kind of a similar movement. You're going to take the hands behind the head. You're going to lift the leg and the upper body at the same time. We're here. I grab behind the leg. I do a little double leg stretch. I pull, come back down. Lift, other leg. Pull, down. Pull, down. Okay? If you've never done this one, you might think it's pretty easy. It's not. It sneaks up on you. Okay? 45 seconds. Let's go. Breathe. You should especially feel it when you do the pull of the two together. Control coming down. Nice and long. 10 seconds. And woo, time, relax. Oh. Deep breath, happy thoughts. All right. Next up, we're going to do our claps. So again, very similar movement, little bit more speed and intensity in this one. So I bring my arms back. I'm going to crunch up, clap under my leg, come down with control. Come up, clap, down with control. Okay? And we are going to do that for 45 seconds. The higher you clap, the more challenging this is. All right? Time starts right now. Let's go. "20 seconds. Little faster if you can. So up the speed a tiny bit. Time, relax. Woo. Goodness gracious. Next up, we are going to go into sprinters. So the way this is going to look, it's called a sprinter, but I actually don't want you to do this too fast. So I'm going to bring my hands close to my face on this one. I'm going to come up and I'm going to take my knee to my opposite elbow, control coming down. Knee to the opposite, slow coming down. Okay? Take a deep breath and we'll get right into those. If that's too challenging, start from your knees bent. Okay? Good old sprinters. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, it's hands close to the face on this one. Fight it on the way down. Ten seconds. Let's get one more. Time. We got 3 more exercises before we get into our terribly evil plank. I'm just debating which I want to do next. Let's get Russian twists. We'll get those done. So do 2 variations. We're going to do a traditional one, which is feet off the floor, rotating. Then we take a little break. Then we plant the feet, clasp the fingers, rotate elbow to the ground. Okay, let's start with the elbows clasped. The elbows clasped. That'd be weird. Could you do that? Fingers clasped, elbows long. All right, Russian twists, 30 seconds, slow here. Elbow dips to the floor. You're also tilting back on this one. Big twist. I don't want to reach too far away from my body. I want to keep it fairly tight here. Alex, what's up? What? Are you gonna apologize for that noise you made? Last one. Time, relax. Ooh, deep breath, and we're gonna go into a more traditional one. We're thinking, we're not going light speed, but we are moving a little bit faster. So that's feet off the floor, twist, tap the floor. You'll see my legs are moving quite a bit as well here, okay? Just the way it goes on this one. If this is too challenging, you can go back to planting your feet. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, time. Goodness gracious. Next up, we'll do our beach girl. Beach, you could call it, I guess anyone would lay like that at the beach. So you pretend like you're laying at the beach, right? That's how we lay at the beach. We're like, sup? You know what I'm talking about. From this position, we're gonna make circles with our legs here, okay? So what I'm gonna do, drive my forearms, my elbows, and my wrists through the floor, legs up, make a big circle. Switch directions. Now this is a very challenging movement, so if you wanna make it a little easier, bend your knees. If you wanna make it harder, slow and legs as straight as possible. This one's definitely a doozy. Your legs should be feeling pretty heavy at this point, honestly. I got 15 seconds. Let's get one more big circle. Time. Oh. I would suggest grabbing a small sip of water. And like I mentioned, the last thing we're going to do here today is our long plank. So I think last time we did 4 minutes and 30 seconds on our plank. I say we go big. Let's just go 5 minutes. Why not? So we're going to do a 5-minute plank. For any new people in class who've been doing a progression since day 1 of the abs, I do not expect you to stay in a static plank the whole time, okay? If you want to follow along with me, I'm going to be moving from low to side to high. I might do a push-up, I don't know. But the key is I just want you to stay off the knees. And if you need a rest position, you go to downward dog. So let me get my timer started. 5 minutes. Finally, I can hit the 5-minute button. Okay, I know this is a long time. Try to hang in there. Don't leave now. 5 minutes, bear with me, all right? And then you'll be free to go. Starting in 3, 2, when my timer goes, 1, let's go. Technology. Now, I would imagine this plank, even right now, feels a little bit burny because you just did 36 minutes of abs. So, I know it's tough. Try to hang in there. The question is, can I keep talking to you for 5 minutes? I don't think so. I'll try. So I'm going to stay here for the next 20 seconds. Then I'm going to rotate to side. But remember, when I do that, I am not turning, I'm not dropping to my knees. And you should be shaking here already, to be honest with you. See, for me, the thing burning the most right now is obviously my stomach, but my legs are just torched. I'm going to turn to side. No touchy of the knees. No touchy. Stack those feet. Whew. Should feel almost like a break in a way, just a different burn. And I'm just hanging out here, thinking about life. So I'm going to stay here for the next 25 seconds. Again, you do not have to follow me. You can do whatever you want here. What are you doing, Ash? Oh. Stupid watch. Okay, I'm going to switch to the other side for a minute. Say goodbye to my face. And hold. I can't look backwards. It's too hard. Woo. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'm going to stay here for another 10. All right, I'm back to center. And I'm going to hold here for a little bit. Happy thoughts. Yay. I'm going to turn back to side plank. And I'm going to do hip drops. I'm going to do 5. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. 4, 5. I'm going to do 5 twists. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. 4, 5. Turn back to center. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds. We're almost there. I'm going to turn to the other side. 5 hip drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 twists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm back to center. We only have 50 seconds. Fantastic. Hang in there, folks. I'm going to come up to my hands. Happy thoughts. And I'm going to do a push-up, because why not? I'm going to come back to my elbows, and I'm just going to hold. "25 seconds, and you're done. Just hold it here. I know it sucks. Take deep breaths. That's what's going to get you through. I'm struggling too. 10 seconds and you're done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Holy bejesus. Timer done. Nice job, y'all. Oh, that was hard. And that's it.
How long was that plank hold?
5 minutes.
Wow, that felt good.
See, there you go. Sometimes you can surprise yourself when you're doing things like that.
Yes.
That's all I got, everybody. Do I see any options for Fridays? What do you mean by that, Evelyn? You mean for classes? If you mean Friday classes, I'm not going to be teaching any. I've just been working a lot, so I need the day off, you know. Yeah, Kathy, that's fine. Like, as long as you're beating your old times, that's all I care about. If it's 1 second longer, that's what matters. Check out Whole You. Yep, with Lauren Updike, she's great. Definitely check those out. You're welcome. I know it was awful, right? Again, if you haven't done that survey, I'll link it again. I would appreciate it.
And I will keep everyone updated with what I learned from my meeting today at 1 o'clock about what is going to be happening, what's going to be going on. But I'll stick around if you have any questions. Word. Did I tape today? What? Yeah, these recordings are always taped. They record automatically. Oh, I just realized Ash was in the background. So cute. What is she doing? Yeah, I have two actually. They're both black. This one has white spots and they're sometimes hard to see. Cool beans. Well, I am going to run and shower before my next meeting. So I will keep you all updated with what's going on. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. Be free. See ya. If I can hit the end button.